Are we actually going to get the Heaven Official's Blessing live-action Eternal Faith in the Year of Our Yaoi Gods 2025? We need answers. The Dame community is buzzing with cautious excitement as the topic of upcoming release dates is making its rounds on social media once again. Specifically in the TGCF community, there's been a clip circulating of the actor for Hua Cheng filming what appears to be behind-the-scenes footage of Eternal Faith. In this clip, you can hear him describe the atmosphere of Ghost City to the camera.
不太一样，不仅是热热闹闹，而且这个灯啊，这个摊位的布。
This and other factors has fans all around the world more hopeful than ever because there have been a lot of live-action adaptations stuck in censorship jail. And for a lot of them, it's been several years now. So what is this highly anticipated Chinese drama and will it be released anytime soon? I have some opinions on that with receipts, but before we continue, let's back up to the beginning real quick. What is Eternal Faith? Eternal Faith is the live-action adaptation of the beloved Dame novel Heaven Official's Blessing, written by Moshang Tengshu, otherwise known as MXTX. It began serializing on the Chinese literature site JJWXC in 2017, became an ongoing danhua in 2020, and was licensed into an English-language novel by the publisher Seven Seas Entertainment the following year. There's also an audio drama and a manhwa that have yet to finish. With all of these adaptations, it's fairly obvious that this is a very beloved story. Following the thrice-fallen god Shilian, he ventures forth with the aid of fellow heavenly officials as he uncovers various mysteries throughout the realms. He encounters the fierce ghost king Crimson Rain-Sought Flower, otherwise known as Hua Cheng, and slowly discovers throughout the story that there's more to the relationship than even he can recall. And so, a beautiful slow burn romance begins as they tackle the injustices of the world and reveal the truth of their past. Heaven Official's Blessing has touched the hearts of millions around the world, and we've been praying for a live-action adaptation. Well, these prayers were answered. In 2020, the cast and crew began filming the drama. According to My Drama List, the live-action was named Eternal Faith, with a projected episode count of 60, aiming to air on the network iQIYI. Filming wrapped up in 2022, and since then, the projected release date has been pushed off month after month, year after year. The biggest question is why?
Why? Why?
Unfortunately, the simplest answer to that is that the censorship laws in China, which worsened during the production of Eternal Faith, keep making the drama get unapproved for airing. In the past, live-action adaptations have been able to bypass these censorship laws by switching the plot from a romance to a bromance.
Excuse me, brah. You're excused. And I'm not your bra.
This was seen in the critically acclaimed adaptations of the Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation and Faraway Wanderers, otherwise known as The Untamed and Word of Honor. Although it's devastating to see these adaptations get the romance censored, these are still beloved stories and people want to get something rather than nothing. With the skills of the actors and strategic usage of framing and music, it can allow for the audience to still reasonably conclude that there is an underlying romantic love present between the two main leads. Unfortunately, after various scandals such as the 227 incident, which resulted in AO3 being permanently banned in China, the entities behind censorship came forward and made it even stricter. In September 2021, China officially banned any live-action adaptations of Dame. Period, citing that the government considered this content to have deformed taste and be harmful to the citizens. I could go deeper into censorship and the history of it, but I'll save that for a later video. Essentially, if a novel is considered a BL novel, a live-action adaptation is strictly prohibited. So why, after all of this bad news, am I and millions of others more hopeful that Eternal Faith is right around the corner? Well, one of my biggest sources of enthusiasm is actually something that MXTX did recently. MXTX published a censored version of Heaven Official's Blessing. Let me be perfectly clear that I don't support censorship in any capacity, but this gives the live action a chance to come out of censorship jail. The censorship law explicitly states that a live action adaptation of a BL novel cannot happen. But with this new version of Heaven Official's Blessing, with all the romance censored out, this is technically not a BL novel anymore. After a little more editing of footage, they could resubmit for broadcast and have a higher chance of being accepted. Maybe it already has been approved and it just hasn't been announced yet. It could very well be that MXTX did this intentionally, and if she did, God bless her. On top of this more optimistic take of the censored version of Heaven Official's Blessing, other Dame adaptations have been able to air recently. We've seen this with dramas such as Meet You at the Blossom, based off of the Dame novel Blooming Flowers, Silent Sorrow, and Unknown, which is based off of Daga by popular Dame author Priest. And these aren't the only ones. Within this year alone, Justice in the Dark has continued airing episodes, just doing so in Japan. There's also been rumors circulating that the live action for Winter is King, based off of Stars of Chaos, will air in Thailand in March, and Chasing the Light, based off of Run Wild, will air in Japan that same same month. Going back to the TGCF live action Eternal Faith, there's been some promising signs of movement seen with these two screenshots. From what I can tell after seeing people discuss it on Twitter and after translating it with crappy Google services, it would appear that the production company for this drama, like the other series, is showing signs of moving. Where? I'm not sure, but this and everything else is really encouraging. Within the past year, the live action actor for Hwa-chang has been posting on his social media accounts, and they appear to be hinting at signs of eternal faith. It just feels like way too much of a coincidence for him to suddenly be showing off butterflies and covering one eye, something strongly associated with our beloved Ghost King. Overall, I know it's so exhausting for these rumors to routinely be circulating year after year, but I feel really hopeful this time. We've seen directors bypass censorship in the past and even in the present, so why not with Heaven Official's blessing, which is arguably the most in demand? I mean, who knows? It has been several years, and at this point, we might be one day closer to censorship laws being lessened or lifted altogether. Homophobia will always be an ongoing battle across the globe, but if we remain vigilant, loud, and super supportive of anything we can get, I believe we can make progress, slowly but surely. If Hwa-chang can wait 800 years to catch up to his beloved, we can be a little more patient. So what do you guys think of these recent rumors, alleged evidence? Leave your thoughts below. Also, if you guys noticed this cutie patootie in the background, you can get him for 5% off using the discount code KEL. Plushshop has tons of characters just like him, and you can use that code on any of them. This is not sponsored for this video, but it was sponsored on my TikTok. I really hope that I can get the Jillian one next. Bye!